What's happening, guys? So I'm coming through with another video, and on this topic, guys, we're going to do this on overcoming rage after NARC abuse, right? So, and this is a video request. It's been requested for a bit now. It's something I never got to quite yet, but I'm getting to it now, obviously. And we can name this. There's another name for this, and it's called red pill rage. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that term, but basically, overcoming red pill rage, overcoming narcissist abuse, I believe they both go under the same categories. Like, it's basically both the same thing. It's basically coming to an awareness of what just happened to you. Like, you're fully aware, you're fully woke as to what just happened to you with this specific person or people, whatever the situation might be. And I'm telling you guys now, whenever you go through something like this, it's completely earth-shattering. It's devastating. You're not going to feel the same for a long, long time. But you can make things better, faster, if you do all the right things. And this is what you want to do. You want to overcome it as fast as possible. That's the whole goal after something devastating like this happens, because it is devastating. It takes you off your feet. It kills something inside of you that it's very hard to get it back. You can get it back, but it takes time. It takes a lot. And the things that you want to do in these cases is try to have everything on point, because if you have everything on point, you're going to feel like a more superior person. You're going to feel like a person that is more alive and well and healthier and stronger. You just want to do things in life that make you feel more alive because of how dead you feel on the inside. That's the whole point. That's why it made it so easy for me to perfect my physique basically in the gym, and to do things that's really hard and make it look easy because of how much I was suffering on the inside. It made a lot of things in life much easier compared to how hard it was to go through something as devastating as that. And people go through many different situations with different people, but in my case, basically what happened to me was I got fooled by females in the past. Like, just completely fooled. Like, they had me fooled. They had me thinking like things were serious, things were on point, but really I was just getting played. Really I was just getting manipulated, and it was bad. Like, it's not like I wasn't close to them or attached. Like, of course I was. And of course I spent a lot of time with these people. Like, it's not just some girl I was talking to for a little bit over text. Like, some guys just go crazy over, like, and like it's nothing. Like, I don't get that, because I've had that done many times. Like, I've talked to so many different girls, and there's not much that ever bothered me. Like, I'm good at it. I've had mutual breakups too, where me and a girl both decided like we're gonna go our separate ways, and it was completely fine. But there's a few certain situations where I was completely reeled in, got attached, and this person was like, this person liked me too. Like, they really did. But it's like, what they do is just so crazy and evil. Like, they already feel dead inside, so they have no problem leaving you. And of course, if they have a personality disorder, they're going to do it. Like, eventually, they have this deep fear of abandonment. They think, like, the way they think they're going to strike you before you strike them, because in their head, they're already manifesting that you're going to leave them. So what do? They leave you. And this leaves you cold and out to die, basically, which is how I felt. What the fuck is that? They made me feel really cold and like dead and empty on the inside after what they did to me, because it's like, what the heck? Like, you know what I mean? But what you want to do when these things happen, you want to eat healthy. You want to get your exercise in. you want to try to get your sleep and stuff on point, but that's one of the hardest things that all these things you're going to do is get your sleep on point, because like I'm telling you guys, I literally had PTSD for a while after what happened, and I couldn't sleep. And there's nights where I was literally up, like crying, like not even in the middle of the night. I mean, like I stayed up all night and it hit the daylight, and I was just exhausted mentally, and it just overwhelmed me, and I just like cried and stuff like that. But that was a long time ago, like before I was even 19. But it was tough, and I was still like, you know, working my way through life, becoming a man, coming from a young man, like coming from a young kid to like a grown adult, and it's just a weird time. But you want to do things more that's going to make you feel alive, like diet, exercise, the nutrition, sports. If that's the type of person that you are, I think sports, it gives you adrenaline, makes you feel alive, it gets you in that competitive nature, that free spirit nature. That's how I feel anyway. I don't compete in sports or play sports because of ego. I don't care about any of that. I can lose. Like, I'm a good loser and I'm a good winner. If I win, I don't brag and boast and throw it in someone's face. If I lose, I'm not like, oh, I only lost because of this, this, and this, and try to make up excuses. Like, no. I play sports for the love of it, for the fun of it, for the thrill of it, for the enjoyment of it, and it's just fun to me, like a lot of sports. But all in all, you just want to do more things that make you feel alive. Being around other people like this is what's going to make you feel alive. Being around other people that are like half dead and half out of it, like you're not going to feel more alive from being around those types of people. And you want to be around more high energies, and if you can't be around high energy people, you have to create high energy within yourself and in your area. You can't stoop down to these low levels, because that's where they are. That's where all those people are that's going to screw you over. They have no idea what they're doing themselves, and the people that screwed you over in the first place have no idea what they're doing themselves. They're dangerous people. They are not aware. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know who they are. It's plain and simple. And you just can't trust them. And that's what you got yourself in the position in the first place, right? Like, for being around those types of people, for being around this type of a person. It's not like you knew that they were that type of person, but you learn pretty quick, right? I did too. It happens to the best of us. And you just have to move on after that and take the loss. Take it. I took the loss, but guess who took a bigger loss when it was all said and done? All these types of people. They take the bigger loss because they lost you. You didn't lose them. What did you lose? You lost pixie dust, because that's what they are. They're like dust, soulless. They don't know any better. They have no value. They don't know what to do. They just, you know? You are actually a human being with value and morals and honesty and integrity and respect and loyalty and all these things. But these people, empty meat suits, meaningless beings that just can't get it together. You lowered your value in the first place to be with these people. You did them a favor, and what did they do to you? They stabbed you in the back. It's usually the people that are below you that's going to stab you in the back, that's going to end up wounding you. And this is what I learned. I've never been affected in my life from a person that was on my level or that was above me. Never in my life. You're always going to get hurt by somebody who was below you. You're never going to get hurt from somebody who is above you. And this is facts. Trust me, this is facts. It isn't going to happen. Because people who are on the same level as you or higher, they have no intention in hurting you. unless you're on a low level yourself. So honestly, I can't speak for everybody because I don't know anyone personally. But as for me, I've never been affected by somebody who was on my level personally or above. Never. It was always somebody below. And because I was young, right? Like I used to see the value and the good in people, but you can't always just try to see the good in people whenever there's a lot of bad in people too. That's where I made the mistake. I seen potential that was there. That wasn't really who they were. The potential wasn't it. I seen it and I was like, yeah, like we could work this out. We could do this. Like I know who this person could become. And it's that image in my head that it makes you, you know, like want to try things out. You want to do it. But it's never it. You have to come already made if you're going to come into my life now. I ain't playing Build-A-Bitch. And I ain't playing Captain Save-A-Ho. It ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You have to have some value too. You have to be at a decent level yourself and actually know what's going on in the world. Ask anybody what happens when they play Captain Save-A-Ho. It doesn't work out well. You're just going to get used. You're getting used because this person's trying to use you for the things that they didn't have in their own life. For the things that they lacked. They're so far behind that they're not appreciative at all for the things you may do for them. Trust me, they're not. Because they're so far behind that even the good things that you do for them doesn't make up for all that they have lost in their past. So it's going to come back and hurt you. Right? You can't let this happen. You can't make this mistake. You have to vibe alone or get with the right people. It's either or. You can't settle for less. And overcoming this type of stuff, you have to make sure everything is on point. You have to be willing to work on yourself harder than anything else that you've ever worked on in your entire life. That's what I did, and it's the only thing that saved my life. Nothing else was ever going to save my life. Nothing. Not all the money in the world. Nothing. What was going to save my life is me working on myself the way that I did. And like when these things happen, you will feel that rage in you, that bitterness, that angriness. You will resent this person that did whatever to you. Like there'll be a part of you that wants to get them back, but you can't take that route. You have to put every ounce of your energy into yourself for the better. Take all that negative energy and turn it into positivity, because that's what I did. You're going to be mad. You're going to get mad. And sometimes when somebody does something to you, you have to understand that something might have happened to them before they did this to you as well. It could be a chain effect. It doesn't make it right, obviously, for the person that did you wrong. That might have got done wrong before you. But, you know, you can't be the one that's going to retaliate after that. You have to stop the chain effect. Because it is a chain effect. Someone gets hurt and this person hurts somebody else because they got hurt. They think it's fair. They have no problem doing it to you because it happened to them. They weren't strong enough to break the chain effect. They weren't strong enough to look within themselves and to fix whatever happened instead of projecting it onto somebody else. They thought that was fair. They thought that was the right way. Literally. And they're never going to get rewarded for doing this. It's always going to come back to hit them again and again and again, and they will never, ever, ever learn. Some of these people will never learn. And they'll end up living the most miserable life known to man. Because they just can't get it right. They just can't take a loss. Too much damn pride, too much damn ego, too much damn everything. They just can't toughen up and take a loss. because that's what you have to do in these situations. And red pill rage is a real thing. I felt it. I've been there. I know what it's like. I wasn't a very pleasant person to be around whenever these things were first happening to me. Like when I was like 19, that was probably one of the most craziest years. Like, I was in a pretty good red pill rage. I wasn't taking things out on people. I was just avoiding a lot of people and to basically let people know to stay out of my way. Like, just don't talk to me. I'm doing my thing. And I took all that anger within myself and I used it for the good. I didn't attack anybody. I just took that anger and I used it for the good. And that's exactly what you have to do. You have to get healthy. You have to get everything right. Your mind, body, and soul, you have to get it right. You have to. And only with time is this going to happen. It can't happen overnight. You can't eat right for one day, watch some spiritual videos, go for a walk and meditate, eat the healthiest food ever, and exercise and all this stuff. You can't do that for one day and think you just got better, because you have to do this stuff consistently for a long period of time. And over time it gets better. Over time you heal faster and you become more aware overall. You become a better human being. You become much stronger, and you will change your own life forever. And you should have no problem doing these things after going through something like that, because doing these things, it's not nearly as hard as going through something as devastating as that. So, and I'll leave the video there. I'm going to get out of here now and I'm going to get on to the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. I finally got this video request done and I'm going to get to the next video. So I'll be